store at Strobel Arena inside Thunderbowl, Allen Park, Michigan, the scene for the PBA Playoffs. And tonight you'll see the opening of round number 1 with the number 9 seed Anthony Simonson taking on the 8 seed 20-year-old Ethan Fiore. Then Kyle Troop, 2-time champion of this event, takes on the always steady Tim Foy Jr. And later on, Jacob Buttriff, Jesper Svensson, Ryan Barnes, Chris Fye to make. Tapper on the 10. Get things started. And Fiore just a little bit high through the nose. He'll have a simple spare to shoot at.
Dave, when was the last time you saw a major champion use a 3-step approach?
Not very many, unless they're forced to by where the ball return is. And isn't it unusual for a two-hander to have to take so few steps also?
Well, and again, you made a great point. When they're standing in front of the ball return, you see that. And he just took 5 steps there on a spare shot.
He's going to end it with a major championship and a berth in the playoffs. And no messenger there.
And with all of that you mentioned, a full-time exemption as well.
Yep. Simonson off to a perfect start.
Using 2 different bowling balls for the 2 different patterns. He's using IQ Tour 78 on the left lane. And I think Tank Rampage Pearl on the left.
Got a perfect shot there. Wow, sweet power from Ethan. Yeah, so he adjusted nicely. And is countering with a double against Simonson, who's...
And that no ball return really helps on that right lane if the players have to get in real deep. Nothing in the way.
Mixer, yes sir. 4 for 4 for Anthony Simonson, the first player to win 5 majors before 30 when he won the 2023 USBC Masters.
Oh boy.
He cleared out a lot of garbage there, so he just has the 1 to shoot at.
That's a really good 9, by the way. 97% of the time, the 2 pins covered. And how do we know that? Well, because of our good friends at Lane Talk.
Well, you could hear him say roll, and it just came up a hair short.
What'd you make of his comment to Kimberly in the interview?
About not practicing?
About not preparing.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was honest. I mean, he could have come up with something phony just for a soundbite, so I give him credit for being honest. Showed a little sense of humor, too.
How did you prepare for this? I didn't really.
But when he's hardly had the time. It did. So's that.
Yeah, ether that's in that new skin. You get those cuts on your fingers, and then you got to put that ether in there. It burns like hell, and then you put a patch on top of that.
And trip trouble out of the way. Still has a single pin to shoot at. That's why I called him dangerous at the beginning of the show. It's just like you can't count him out. He's getting better. And makes that look good. Got to hurry, and it doesn't.
They got it out to that same spot where it came up light, leaving the flat 10. This time a little more ball speed, and it pushes even longer. He's got all the tools, though, and he's only 20. It's a little scary.
Yeah, you wonder what you look at him. I mean, what would you tell him? Do you tell him anything? Well, you know, Ethan, if you just did this, you'd even be better. I mean, is there something there?
Yeah, keep bowling. Bowl as much stuff as you can. Yeah. Right now for him, it's all about experience.
Come on, I can't believe that. Well, he's not an emotional player either. You watch him, he just stays within himself, stays calm. Boy, that held like a champ. You'll get a good look at that shorter pattern.
Better. Maybe.
Oh my, yes! Little back tripper on the 2. Say better, it's better, and he almost didn't get the strike. That, if Messenger is going the wrong county.
And that was a ball change. Figuring he's out of this game 1 and looking at something different on the right lane.
And that was a tester.
Right. It was. So it was a ball change and he moved in.
They just misjudged it.
There you go.
His mind is made up on that lane.
Yeah, that's the bowling equivalent of pulling the goalie. You know, you're probably not going to win here. Let's just see if we can get another goal. If we don't, that's okay. Who cares if we win 6-2 or 4-2? At this point, I just need to get things ready for the next game. In this case, so for Ethan, he now knows he's going to be down 1 and eliminated if he loses the second game.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's about 4 boards right of where he wanted it.
Wrong ball, just a bad shot. What was that?
Bad shot?
Yeah.
I don't have an angle. I have the second one in the 9th flick.
Simonson looking at another ball as well. Right time to do it. Keeping the options open.
So Anthony's up 1-0. He can lock out Ethan with a victory in the second game. If Ethan gets the dub, then we'll go to a 2-frame roll-off.
Locked in, man.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I think the stash is eventually going to get its own social media account. It might as well.
It already has one.
Oh, it does?
Don't kid yourself.
I should know better. All right, let's see if this strategy pays off and if Ethan can execute. The answer so far, yes.
I think the picture's a little clearer for him on the left lane, the shorter of the 2 patterns. Now, what does Simo go with after? And that's 10 in the pit.
Yeah, you said it. He's dialed in right now.
And he still is.
Yeah.
We figured out how to slow him down. Just get his back to hurt.
Got to go. He does. Oh, boy.
And he made a ball change there as well. Went to an
And a little loft as we expected. And a big problem. The first split of the evening. And he went overhand on that, just clipped the 8.
At least he has an idea of what his ball's going to do on that left lane.
It'll be interesting to see if he tries the same approach on the right lane when he gets back there.
Down the right lane.
Oh, wow. I didn't foresee a bucket.
Won the inaugural Pete Weber Missouri Classic.
Well, that seems appropriate. Bowling Genius wins Bowling Genius tournament.
Lock and
Tony, can I have a
load.
re-rack, please?
A little bit high,
okay.
and a lot of traffic around that pin, but not enough to knock it down. It did. And Fiore's not out of this yet. But he has to have this point or he will be eliminated.
Go.
We almost got another bucket.
Really?
Ninth on the points list. Fiore was 8th.
Lather, rinse, repeat.
Just singing in the rain right now. It's just, yeah.
Putting on a clinic. What a great matchup.
Oh, boy. How do you win 5 majors? How do you win 16 titles? How do you win when you're 19? How do you win when you're in your mid-20s? This is how you do it.
Still behind it.
Hang on. Woo-wee. That's
Be a great night. And thanks for that, Dave. Stayed in the urethane too long, my friend. Light.
Super tight all of a sudden.
Yeah, bucket without the 4. Now it's the bucket without the 8.
puts that right in the pocket. 83% conversion for the PBA Tour.
Almost found.
It's an exhibition, really, of his skills right now.
See, I think he's missed once on the right lane, and that was his fill shot, game 1.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful performance by Simo. That's, at this point, that doesn't mean much or anything.
No, you're not going to get it back from that spot, though.
No. Nice. Shop.
I do.
Speaking of sweet swings.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
And Leno Monticelli, of course, we're talking about Hall of Famer. It's still competitive on the PBA 50 Tour.
That lady's already sang her song, and he is moving on.
So Fiore will finish up his 10th.
Thanks,
Has been extremely consistent. If you haven't seen Tim Foy Jr. on a TV show this year, you just stopped watching bowling for some reason. Yeah. Well, he's a confidence and momentum bowler, so that leads us to believe, Andrew, that a fast start's important here for Kyle.
Yeah, absolutely. And he got a really good look at what Simo was doing, so I expect him to do something similar. Same ball on the left lane.
Probably deserved a better fate than a ringing 10.
After not making a show all year, I would love to know if he was a little nervous there to start.
And that is the same result Kyle Troop just had.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what a season for Tim Foy Jr. And again, getting back to the confidence thing that we talked about with Andrew when we were at the table. It's amazing what it does to athletes in sports. And he's another guy that has a newfound confidence based on the success he's had this season.
Yeah, it's going to be when it rains, it pours for him. When he gets one of these titles, I think he's going to run some down because he is just giving it a chance every week.
Yeah, it's
Third at the World Championship in Reno for his first major television appearance. Look out, mama.
GB5 on the right lane, so 2 different balls for the 2 different patterns for Tim Foy.
Out of the bowlers so far.
All right, but when he went to reactive, how much did it change?
I mean, that was a big angle change. He went from, very straight with the urethane to 18 to 4 with the reactive. I think that's just Simo's touch showing up.
Another ringing 10. Unreal.
Ideas. He's been reading books. He's, listens to a ton of music. He gets really, really deep into practice compared to some of the rest of us. And so he takes it very serious.
He's a real focused guy. So when he gets to that level, that mental level, right? It's like there's nobody else in that space. It's just him.
And the time he puts into that, into conditioning as well.
He is a very hard worker. He's been in the gym more than almost anybody out here. He's been working hard at his game. Sometimes, Randy, we have off years. He hasn't had that bad of a year. He just has.
Whoa.
How about another 10-pin?
It's over here.
All right, for me, I would give it a couple more shots. If I leave another ring in 10, I'm out of that ball. Andrew, what about you?
Well, that's one way to defeat a ringing 10 problem, but now he's got a much more
roll.
More forward roll, less down lane reaction or change of direction. So that ball's going to tumble a little bit more forward, more end over end roll, more side roll. You're going to see a bigger change of direction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's Mike Wolf repping with Tim Foy Jr. Aha! There's the double that Andrew talked about.
And Kyle knows that was a big shot. Knows Foy doesn't have the best ball reaction. Get on him early.
Yeah. Get the 10 out. Likes it.
Oh. No.
Went down to one knee.
He did like that. That is the end all be all when liking a shot. You get down on one knee. Quicker of the two.
0.6% is why we call it the impossible dream. And
see, now you know why I scratch my head up here, guys.
Yeah.
Andrew, you see it firsthand. He goes down to one knee, leaves it to a 10.
Yeah.
Kyle went from being up 12 to all even.
insane. Finally.
Stealth motor hammerhead. Hammerhead.
And on that 10-pin, just a little swipe with a clean wipe presented by Dude Wipes. 2.
He just switched to a hammerhead.
Hammerhead. Symmetrical.
Much better motion.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great ball change.
Well, Andrew would be much better to answer that question because he chases it week in and week out. He experiences that kind of carry down from the guys that he follows using urethane. So, Andrew, what would you, or how would you assess what's happening on the left lane?
Yeah, I agree with Rob. I think it was a little in. I do think the speed control is more of it, but I am surprised he's staying with a bowling ball that strong. It's 900 Global's newest asymmetrical ball. It's very strong, very smooth, but Kyle's going to throw this one a little slower.
And wait a minute. No, it hits the gutter first. The winner of this will get the first point. And if it's 2-0, we're done. We're moving on like Simonson over Fiore. If there is a tie in one game apiece, we'll have a 2-frame roll-off.
Could have been way worse.
4.
Oh boy.
Don't chop it.
Okay,
All right, there you go.
The orange drinks in there, bud.
We all got nervous. He said, "Oh boy," the second he threw it. So.
He likes that right lane.
Yeah, but it really looks like it's getting speed sensitive down lane to get it to come around the corner.
That took a long way to get there, but boy, that was beautiful.
Yeah, he wasn't going to leave that one in the end. He got that one all the way over there. He gave that one some extra mojo.
Yeah, he gave that one the business at the bottom of the swing there. And that one was going to pick up for sure. Think about that.
That was absolutely incredible to be a part of and watch.
And I was about to say Tim could lock him out. Now we can't. The cameras show.
Randy, what's more frustrating, wrapping 4 10 pins or stuffing an 8 in the 10?
What a jerk.
Wow. I did not prompt that, so you know right now.
Well, it depends on when you leave the 8 pin.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Sorry.
I don't know, Andrew, my career ended with me leaving a lot of flat 10s with 16 pounds.
What a way to remember it.
Finally gets a 10 pin taken out solidly by the 6. A tremendous finish for Tim Foy Jr. Kyle Troop's going to have to go to work in the 10th. So strike 9 spare for Kyle to take the first point. If he can't, then Tim Foy Jr. takes the first in the race for 2. Oh, that's got to go. It did.
I don't know if he knew that was going to get up the hill.
It took its time.
Yeah, like you said, it is definitely getting speed sensitive. That ball just a couple shots ago was running the 8 over.
Kyle Troop takes the first point in the race for 2 over Tim Foy Jr. And this is our frame of the game. Presented by Beatbox. Yo! And guess who's going to face off in the round 1 tomorrow? Svensson and Buttriff, along with Vi and Ryan Barnes. In the meantime, Tim Foy Jr. gets a solid 4-pin to start game number 2. Tim lost the first game to Kyle Troop, and the winner of that Svensson-Buttriff match again will meet the man in the middle sitting between Randy and I right here, number 2 seed Andrew Anderson. No matter what.
It's going to be different. Get to break down the lane for myself. It's going to be, hopefully, got some good stuff going. I got some good ideas for it.
Oh, my.
Oh, he's getting it to come off the corner now.
Yeah, he's not
On
being
that
shy.
lane.
Yeah, he's not being shy at
Right?
the bottom.
He's not getting cheated on the left lane anymore. No thumbs needed on today's telecast, guys.
I have plenty of extra thumb tape for them if they need it.
They don't.
And Tim gets a break as the 4-pin takes down the 7. And what
It was
happens
a zoom
is
in, zoom out.
the players can see above them the score, and there's also some other screens up there which shows what you're looking at. They can see it too.
No trip for Tim. Is he not using the same ball now in both lanes? The hammerhead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just made that switch in the right lane.
Yeah, me too.
thought I heard a groan. It might have been from him, but he's happy now.
Andrew, are you 100% confident in his ball reaction on the right lane?
I'm all about staying in the same ball until it stops striking. He's
Okay.
getting all the off hits, but it doesn't look convincing. But his results would say otherwise.
That's got a hook.
I think he thought the same thing, Randy.
Didn't you? I mean, look where that one came back from, Andrew.
That's
That way out there.
I think he listened to Rob's advice. We're going to throw it over there faster, and
Yeah.
we're going to get all of it.
And he has that I can't be beaten look about him, too. So let's see what Tim can do about it. That. Pretty shot for Tim Foy Jr. Gotta go. It does, and he gets a mixer.
It was kind of getting to the point where he kind of needs a strike here.
Oh, I think he knew that, too. I mean, as a bowler, you know, you feel it. And he knew he had to throw a couple really good ones there to stay in this match.
My goodness, that's 10 straight over 2 games.
Yeah, and Randy can attest, when you get a couple of those off hits, how much easier is it to
Yeah.
step back up on that lane and throw one really, really pure?
I agree. Wait a minute.
My goodness!
Here it comes. No, he didn't pull the pick out.
Nope, he fake picked this.
He faked it.
So Tim has no choice but to present himself and see what happens. Still throwing it really well.
Yep, hanging in there.
That's a 3-bagger.
I mean, Dave, I think you made a great point. It's not like he's bowling bad.
He's not. Look at his max.
He's missed the pocket twice. Oh boy.
Wait a minute. There he gets one. Hey, definitely not out of a match.
That was in the whole way.
80% on this 3-6-10. Less than 80% on the 3-6-10.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
probably going to leave that spare ball there.
See how Kyle finishes.
And great champions, Hall of Fame caliber players have a very short memory. And they rebound like that.
Yeah. He's kicking himself right now about it, but he knows there's a lot of game left. He's going to have to focus up, get back to his process.
Point race. Now Tim Foy Jr. trying to tie this thing up and send it to a roll-off.
Gotta have it. Another ring 10.
Yeah. Now I would say if I'm Tim, this is a must-strike situation.
Oh boy.
Oh no, the impossible dream.
Guys, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't think that was really going to be the miss he could have on that lane.
Well, it's as if that one mistake never happened for Kyle Troop. He left the door open just a little bit. Tim unfortunately had it slam on his foot. Here's Kyle Troop. 2 championship straps. And he's going to move closer to a 3rd with this victory.
Yeah,
One down. One down.
yeah,
One
and,
down.
you know, him getting into the 12th spot, you know, that's like a
Rob, you
renewed
want to
hope.
say anything else?
Like, okay, we're in the tournament.
It's kind of finding money, like finding money in the street, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm just getting in there. It doesn't really matter what place I come in at, but I'm in the playoffs, and that's what matters. And Troop's taking full advantage.
That's our moment of the match, brought to you by Pilgrim. And very gracious as well. So Tim Foy Jr.'s season 3rd of the World Championship, 3rd of the PBA Players Championship, this year, 5th on the points list.
Everything but a win. He's had a great season.
Yeah, and that's what it takes, though, sometimes. You know, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he's learning how to bowl out here to make the television shows, and he's going to learn how to win on television.
Yep.
It's going to be a force.
7 top 10s this year for Tim Foy Jr. That's why he was able to get into that top 5 without claiming victory.
It's been a fun year.
Alice, we saw Anthony Simonson looking really sharp in defeating Ethan Fiore. He sets up a great match against E.J. Tackett, and then it was Kyle Troop defeating Tim Foy Jr. 2-0. And Kyle will take on Graham Fa next. For Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, Andrew Anderson, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Lamont. You have been watching the PBA on FS1. And now here he is coming in, newly minted major winner again in an all-lefty battle against Jacob Buttriff. 2 unique styles. One-handed that is literally impossible to duplicate the way he throws the ball. And Jesper, just pure power, especially with that kind of ball in his hands. He is deadly. As if to prove a point.
Check out that rev rate.
Imagine. That's done by human hands. And Butters powers the ball right through the back wall, 8 and 9.
You got to love the Foot Locker jersey he's wearing today, huh? When he gets it rolling, he can strike with any of them out here.
See his arsenal. And he will kick away the 7 to open with a double against Jesper.
Urethane on both lanes for both players. Oh boy, hates it.
Which is no surprise, correct, that both are using urethane? At this point, anyway.
That's what they like to do. And I mean, we saw at the TSC, Jacob climbing the ladder, stayed in urethane the entire day.
So the seasons in 2025 for these 2 bowlers. You mentioned that Jacob did not get a title. If you look at the strike percentage, Jesper with the edge, strike after strike percentage virtually even, and clean frame percentage also favoring Jesper. He is the 7th seed, Jacob the 10th. All right, he's got 1 lane figured out early on.
That's more better.
Oh, lots of tripping going on there.
Yeah, that's how you take advantage of that nice hit on the right lane. You can see each and every time that Jacob gets back on television, the confidence that just continues to grow with him, right? There you go.
That guy.
Hey, Dave, you want to take a look at our oil pattern?
Only if it's powered by Kegel.
Tee me up, man. Let's go.
The Adam West pattern on the left and the Hardwick pattern on the right.
All right, named after the Hall of Famer, Billy Hardwick, 44 feet in length. You can see the players are going to play more towards the center part of the lane. The shorter pattern, they'll play out. Oh, no.
Okay, got a break. So get to 2 points. You're moving on into the next round. The winner of this match will meet Andrew Anderson in the round of 8. So you get a point if you win the first game. If you win the second game, you earn a point. If we're tied 1-1, which did not happen last night, but if we're tied after 2 games, the winner of the roll-off will win the match. Oh, wow. 1%.
And hard to believe that the Big Four, or excuse me, the 710's been made more times on television than the Big Four.
Is it Walter Ray the only one that do it?
Walter Ray, the only player ever.
I thought. And a very fortunate break to trip out the 7, leaving him just a single pin. So what's missing here, Randy?
That was another big miss in.
So the front 4 for Jacob Buttriff. A tight match between Jesper Svensson and Jacob Buttriff. You see Buttriff found a patch of ice in the 5th and 6th frames.
Yeah, that looked good as soon as it left its shoelaces.
But he's in a good mindset.
Thank you, Rob.
Uh-oh.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I hate to say this, but I think his mindset just took a hit.
I was thinking the same thing. Great mindset until you leave a pocket 7-10. And again, in my opinion, I think it's one of the worst breaks in the sport, if not the worst. And why do I say that? Because you hit the pocket, you throw a really good shot, hit the pocket, and you're left with an open frame.
That's more like it.
Looks like he moved in here on that right lane. Try to find a little bit more oil in the middle. Typically, that's what you do, folks. Even if you're bowling at home in league, your ball over hooks, chase it to the center part of the lane.
Got to come back.
That came back a long way. That came back from Flint. Again, the shorter pattern, so you're going to have more friction. The ball's going to curve a little bit more, and you can get away with that shot on that left lane. 93% of the time, look out.
And then there's the 6.8%. Yes, he can. Wow, that was power. And a sigh of disgust from Svensson.
Well, here's why.
Again, the red was the actual shot. The blue is what you want to do.
You know, when you're bowling on the same pattern, and even though the lanes, you're bowling on a pair of lanes, same pattern, they might play a little bit different, both lanes. Dual patterns, completely different ball game. One lane, you're kind of opening up your angles. The other lane, you're going much straighter through the front part of the lane. Maybe your speed has to change.
Oh. 6-pin for Buttriff. Got it.
All right, he needs a double and 8 to claim game number 1. Yeah, if you give him a strike there, he's in the 220s, and game 1 is over.
And Buttriff may get away with one of the big cardinal sins, is missing a single pin in a match. So another strike and 8 would shut out Jesper and give Jacob the first point in the race for 2. And he doesn't get the strike. Soft 7. And now Jesper has the opportunity to take it in the 10th.
Made that one.
That is the fact. Jesper, a double and 4 will get the job done.
Yeah, and Jesper struck his last 3 on this right lane.
Needed it, and he doesn't get it. So Jacob Buttriff grabs the first of the 2 points available in the race for 2. Got away with missing a single. But you go back to that 7th frame when it was close, and Jesper Svensson never did quite get off the deck after that body blow from the 7-10.
You know, I've watched a lot of bowling over the years, and it still baffles me when I watch a guy like Jesper with a rev rate of over 560 leave a flat 7. It's kind of hard to really believe that you lost.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
the
do.
pocket 7-10 around 2 strikes, you lose by 8. It's like, wow, did I really lose that game? But I think he just has to somehow focus and find some confidence knowing that he's doing what he needs to do and just execute better.
I just wonder what is making him feel uncomfortable. That's fascinating to me. And Jacob Buttriff chopping through there, leaving a 2-4-7.
Fortunate.
Oh, wow.
570 that time.
That was the rev rate of the pin that went around the 7, I think, was 570. Which leads me to a question for you, Pards. Let's have him shoot this. Two completely different styles, completely different games. What ways do they affect each other?
Well, if you go back to the Tournament of Champions, there was no effect whatsoever on Jesper because of his style and what he does. He was able to play a part of the lane that nobody saw. Jacob was never near that part of the lane. He played so far out because of his ball speed and how fast he can throw it and how straight he can go. He had that part of the lane to himself.
There we get a kick save and a beauty.
Now, with that being said, they're a little closer to one another today.
Okay. The oil pattern dictating that.
Correct.
Patterns.
And sure enough, because especially on the right lane, because of the surface that Jacob is using, it can certainly affect what Jesper's doing.
Still to come, Chris Vai and Ryan Barnes in a two-handed war.
At the Tournament of Champions, we watched Jacob progressively chase the pattern towards the center part of the lane. When it came to the title match, Jesper went the other direction.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he had every reason to feel badly about that shot. Now he's got an extra back of that 2-4-7.
Ooh, the straight ball. Chop. Again. 2-4-7 converted. This time with the 8 standing.
There you go, another kick on the 7. The registration for the 2020.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Pocket 7-10 in game 1, now 6-8 in game 2.
Taking a run at it.
Got to fight through it.
Pretty good looking shot, just a tiny bit high to leave that, just to show you how much of a better year 2025 has been for Buttriff. Last year he was 38th on the points list. This year 10th. Finishes one at Delaware and of course one at the TFC.
Oh, you can see in just a game and a half the left side has broken down. Or excuse me, the last 3 out of 4 shots. The strike coming on the right lane in the second.
That's more like it. Cutting right through the heart of the pocket. Nice little tapper on the 7. Still a close match. Only 3 pins separating the 2.
Have a re-rack, please.
He'll take a re-rack. Well,
Just did a good job with that lane.
and oh, whoa, Nelly, as the man used to say, solid 6. And we've only had one double. That was by Svensson in the 2nd and 3rd in this game.
All right, good shot.
Not one light shot.
And there you go. Powerful hit for Jacob.
All right, it's just a 3-pin game. Let's go down to the 4 once again. Rob Gottschall, what does Jesper have to do? What kind of adjustments is he going to make getting up here in the 7th and 8th frame?
Yeah, he's got a good reaction on the right lane. It's really the left lane. Both players are experiencing a little bit early hook, so he's going to make a little move to the right and just give it a little more shape and see if he can get the ball to go through the pins.
All right, Rob, thank you.
All right. Excellent observation from Rob. Oh, yes.
Wait, what is it? Was that a break?
Yes, for him, a good one for him, too. You know what that also
wow.
was? He wiped those pins out.
So that would be a
Dude wipe. Clean wipe is what I would call that.
no fear, all clear for the Iceman. Left lane.
Well, that might not be so bad after all.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So that one to me looked like it had a little trust to it.
Whoa.
Oh, my
A
goodness.
pocket 6-8. It happened to Jesper. Now it's happened to Jacob. Oh, yes.
Oh, my.
Oh, yes.
Butters. Buttercut.
Fortunate that that was not worse.
And with another spare here, that max score dropping. Svensson in control.
Yeah, Jesper can put this thing away right now and get us into a roll-off. If that happens, we didn't have one last night. It would be our first of this edition of the PBA playoffs.
Jesper, the higher seed, would have choice of starting lane. He is our number 7 seed.
Oh, no. Oof.
He's had it all today. Pocket 7-10, 6-8, now the solid 9. All around strikes, by the way.
Wow, that could have easily been a three-bagger. Now, he can still win the match. But now he just finally struck on that left lane that he's going to be on now in the 8th frame. He threw a beautiful shot. So can he repeat 2 more times?
Of course.
He cannot.
Why wouldn't you?
And now look what happens to the max score.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've won a lot of games on tour in my career, and this game I shot 204, and I left the whole back row, and you give them a frame by frame, and that's kind of this game for Svensson in a nutshell. 7-pin in the first, 6-8 in the 4th, solid 9 in the 9th, and then the 10-pin in the 10th.
And is the difference in this match the fact that Buttriff converted his 6-8
Yeah.
and Jesper did not? And that's another incredible odd occurrence. Oh my heavens, a count monster. 199. So Jesper unable to get above 200 in the first 2 games.
Well, it's actually still enough to force Buttriff to double. 1 for 4 on this right lane here in game 2 for Buttriff.
Got it. 1 to go. No.
We are going to a 9th and 10th frame roll-off.
1 pin difference. Jesper Svensson lives. Well, yeah, but the left lane hasn't exactly been his pal.
No, you're right, but he only has to throw 1 shot there.
Also true.
That's high. Flush. So that was in, but it was faster, and that ball held line, and that's 10 back for Buttriff.
On we go to the 10th.
You know, I kind of saw that coming. It's been a while since he's thrown a shot over there. Jesper finished over there. A couple more balls going down that lane, maybe causing the front to hook a little bit sooner. And I'm like, I wonder if Jacob's going to go high the next time he's on the left lane.
Well, there's your answer. To make this a pretty simple opportunity for him.
Never know. Come on.
Yeah, Svensson now, if Buttriff strikes here, Svensson needs first strike. Oh, seen it all this match.
What else? Seriously, what else?
Well, first strike or spare strike. That any good?
Even he applauded. That's how good it was.
I'll tell you what, both players fought hard.
Okay, six-pin just crushed the 10 at the end there.
The six-pin didn't know what to do, was confused, got hit so hard.
That's how you do it, kids.
Yeah, great finish.
And that's how you advance into the round of 8 to take on Andrew Anderson next week. Jesper Svensson's going to take this roll off in a just insanely tight couple of games with his fellow lefty.
Great match.
And Ryan Barnes is going to be the Rookie of the Year, in case you're wondering. Can't imagine too many votes going against him. And Chris Vai has just been so consistent. Tournament in, tournament out. 7 top 10s this year for Chris. Oh, okay. A little side tap on the 9. We're really getting sick of solid 8s and 9s.
Thank you, Chris. Little feign to start on that left lane for Chris Vai.
It did. Oh, gosh, that hits hard.
And that side of the lane not touched, right?
Yep.
Remember match 1, there's Dad, Hall of Famer Chris Barnes. Mom, Hall of Famer Linda Barnes back at home watching.
He was second at the PBA Players Championship in Jackson to Ethan Fiore. Third at the Players Championship the year before when he was still at Wichita.
Pretty good.
It was pretty good.
And he's using an Origin EX on the right lane. So urethane for both players to start on the left.
And a different ball for Chris and a much different result here. So that's why you're seeing in some cases the equipment different from lane to lane.
Right. Long pattern on the right. Billy Hardwick, 44 feet. Slide it.
Oh, thought it might just come off that wall and start a chain reaction, but an early open frame for Chris.
Short 37-foot bat pattern on the left lane.
Right down the line.
And kind of the same thing we saw last night, right, with Simonson? Where he started with urethane on the left.
Yikes.
Two-lane thing.
So he's doing 19.4 with a 506 rev as opposed to what we saw the last match, which is maybe 18-something and 560, 570 in Jesper's case.
Well, and keep in mind that the faster you throw it, the straighter your angles are going to be, right? If you're going to carve the lane or you're going to open the lane up, you have to throw it slower. Ball has to have time to make its turn or to recover.
Pretty good. Go.
Oh, really good. The more online, the straighter you go, the more speed is required to keep the ball online.
Got it. Kind of an uncomfortable Tournament of Champions. He wasn't eligible to bowl in the TFC. He doesn't have a regional title, so he couldn't go in that way. He does not have a PBA Tour title yet. So he kind of had to sit there and wonder where his place was going to be. He started that tournament in 6th and fell all the way to 11th, but is obviously still here, whereas that man is 6th.
Hates it. Bad shot.
Goodness.
3-6-9-10, double wood.
That's the danger.
Yep. Oh, no. He's going to have a third straight open frame.
To just try to compose himself and get lined up for game 2, because this is pretty much all but over, even though it's just the 5th frame.
Well, it wasn't a good one, but it was a strike.
Feeling like they can't miss very far to the outside of their target. So they try to guard against that, and typically what ends up happening is a grab and a pull in.
That looks better, and is. So Ryan Barnes taking full advantage of the struggling start for Chris Vi.
So why don't we try to get comfortable for game 2?
And as we saw in the earlier match today, that took Jesper Svensson some time to get comfortable. Ultimately, he prevailed in a low-scoring slugfest with Jacob Buttriff.
Yeah, really close. Came down to the 10th frame both games. Both games involved both players hitting the pocket, some carry issues.
And there's a perfect throw for Chris Vi with the urethane in the 7th.
Pretty good numbers there, right?
You see Ryan 5th at Pete Weber. Man, that just makes your ears ring.
Hey, you want to talk to Chris Barnes, the Hall of Famer, father of Ryan?
Why don't you do that?
Let's give it a go. Hey, Chris, give us kind of an update what you think Ryan is doing to this point, and is the game plan kind of working out the way you guys envisioned it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really about keeping it simple, playing to his strengths, and he had 2 options on that right lane, and he chose the one that's probably the safer and where Chris is playing. So he didn't want to step out too far outside of that. Just get into an execution match versus trying to trick him with ball reaction.
Stand by, Chris. We got time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in the 10th frame, he's going to throw his other option over there. It could be that Origin EX. He has a couple of lower end options that he could throw out there, but I think we'll see that in the 10th frame just so.
The most predictable ball reaction is the urethane on the left lane as of right now.
Okay, nice little shuffle there. Take the 5-pin down.
Keep making good ones, sink there.
And that was not by much either. That was a screaming, ringing 10.
You're right. Beauty.
My goodness.
He's bowled some really good games on television, some really bad ones.
Yep. This was one of the good ones. But you're right. The numbers have not always been kind to him.
But he's learned from every one of those experiences.
Like I said, at this point, Randy, it doesn't seem to matter. Everything he's throwing is striking. But can he do it again? So Ryan Barnes with the advantage over Chris Vi, 279. We mentioned Ryan is the only rookie to make the PBA playoffs. And it is also the first time we've not had Bill O'Neill.
Staying with the urethane, 279 opener, don't change a thing.
Oh, baby.
There's that kick save and a beauty on the 10.
Well, hook, you heard him say hook.
Yes.
It did, it struck.
Serious conversation, as you would guess, during the break.
By the way, you won't meet 2 nicer people than his parents.
Oh my gosh, you're not even joking. Yeah,
all right.
Craig and Angie Vi, we love you guys.
Yes, we do. Ball change for Chris Vi on the right, attention star S2.
And there. And you know who's in the building? Here's Craig. I have been told by Chris that if Craig is not at an event, he will watch streaming if it's on the Bowl TV, if Chris is on Bowl TV, and he will watch it while driving. They go, what?
That's
He goes,
dangerous.
no, he just listens to you guys. Like, okay, I hope that's the case.
Craig.
I see. Hook a lot, and now he has his first crisis of the match.
Straighter line on one lane, you're opening up the other lane. A little fast on that shot, resulting a little fast and a little wide of target, resulting in a 2-8-10.
That was pretty goofy. And he will not get the messenger to slide over.
All right.
Covers it smoothly. And you know everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but his are the only ones that matter. And why not?
There's a shot before on that lane. He got it a little bit right, but it rolled up, grabbed a hold of the lane and rolled up nicely. This is a little bit more direct and a little more on line. Perfect. Splits the 8-9. Now, after 13 out of 14 strikes, next shot up after a 2-8-10 open
Is gorgeous.
Wow. I mean, that's just sexy.
Well, he has brought apparently sexy back to striking. That was.
And that's the overcompensation right there.
Not too many have won a major for their first career title. Currently, that's the only national title Chris has, but you know more are coming. Especially when you can throw it that nicely.
Nice.
And that is absolute perfection from Chris, who has bounced back beautifully from a difficult opening game to take a. So Ryan Barnes now on the comeback trail, or trying to get on the comeback trail after dominating the first game over Chris Vi. But we saw some signs in Chris that he was going to turn things around in game number 2, and he has done just that. So we could be looking at our second roll-off of the night. And that will not help.
Right.
All right, well done there. Can't give up anything.
It's a great spin.
He's pleased with his spare shooting. Bam.
Beauty. That lower pin, that ball should be smoother because it should start up a little bit sooner and be less angular down the lane.
Four-bagger for Chris Vi.
Good shot.
And he has been telling himself good shot several times in game number 2, and why not?
Is the orientation of the weight block in the middle of a round object. And based on how you position that weight block is going to dictate how the ball reacts.
All right.
Shot.
Quitter 10 there for
shot.
Chris.
Promise you the next time up on that lane, he's going to look at a different ball.
Felt a little awkward on the approach. Might have stuck just a touch, but he made it. Bottom line. Hello.
Beautiful. Going to go to a roll-off. Let me make sure that I'm lined up. However, it's not over.
You got to keep the heat on.
But I think in a way that kind of frees you up, right? It's like you're just you're kind of admitting, all right, well, I'm not going to win this game. I just want to make sure that I'm ready for the roll-off. I want to make sure I got both lanes. My game plan's clear.
Go.
Oh, no, 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 no. Anything almost did happen there. Uh-oh. Now we're going to prepare for a roll-off.
Thank you, Dave.
Chris Vi is the higher seed, so he will decide how this roll-off will start.
All right.
I can't wait to see his 10th frame on the left lane.
Yeah, because this match is not officially finished. I mean, it's over as far as the score and who has won, but they still have to bowl out. So I want to see what both these guys do. And that time it nose dove. So it'll be interesting to see what Chris does on that lane when he gets to it and where he chooses to start the match, if he chooses to start the match.
Yeah, I mean, high and then light.
Well, he'll have, the good news for him is Ryan is going to bowl first to finish up his game. So if Chris wants to talk to his rep, Rob Gottschall, he can. And that's a tester.
Yep.
All right, so we already know that Chris is going to take the left lane to start. 9th and 10th frame roll off. Higher seed has chosen the order. Higher pinfall wins. The maximum score is 60.
So Barnes is going to have to finish on the left lane. He opened twice on that lane this last game.
Ryan in a potentially uncomfortable position to close out his portion of the roll-off. And
Yeah,
how
there it is.
about that?
So back aboard, maybe to the right, and then he jammed it, right? He kept it in front of him and just jammed it.
And the 10-pin did not get wiped.
Pretty good shot. He got in a little bit deeper and got a little softer with it, but the 10-pin doesn't cooperate. Wow. Went back to the urethane ball. Well, that's some real stones to do that. I mean,
I think Dad
it's got nothing to lose.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And he's got to put some kind of shade toward Chris.
If you're going to go down swinging, man.
Exactly, exactly. Oh, wow.
In just enough, picked up a little bit more oil. Result, 10-pin. All right, stage is set. Vi needs first hit. Spare strike. We'll go to a one-ball roll-off.
Oh, yes. What a sweet shot for Chris Vi.
Way to fight, dude.
Absolutely, Chris. Way to fight indeed.
This is your moment of the match, brought to you by Pilgrims. Chicken can be boring, but Pilgrims is turning chicken nuggets upside down, just like Chris turned this match upside down. I love it. You love it. Put it in a nugget. Yeah, he got blowed out in the first game, then returned the favor in the second one, and just needs 6 here to nail this down and a quarterfinal berth. That's nailed.
What a comeback. I mean, think about it, folks. This guy had 61 in the 5th frame in game 1.
He actually made a joke about throwing a strike and going, well, that'll get me to triple digits in the first game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we touched on it, we saw him starting to build himself up at the end of that first game. Started to throw it a little bit better, getting better results, and it pays off as he gets the win over Ryan Barnes. E.J. Tackett, Anthony Simonson, Graham Fa, Kyle Troop, and Andrew Anderson versus Jesper Svensson. All right, thank you both very much. E.J. Tackett, Anthony Simonson, this could be special in the race to 2, which is very simply this. You get a point for winning a game. If you get to 2-0, you're moving on. And wide right for Simonson. He cleared out a lot of junk, however, and holds only the single pin to shoot at. And we'll see, Randy, what his ball strategy is going to be and to see if it's changed at all. Yeah, if I remember last week, he was the first guy out of it.
Yeah.
He was very quick.
Without
Others
question.
hung in almost to the bitter end, but not Anthony.
One game and done.
Ooh, there's a familiar sight. E.J. Tackett, 10 in the pit.
Looks like EJ's going with a tank on the left lane. That's not urethane, it's not reactive. It's a microcell polymer.
Oops. And that, whoops, he almost got a strike out of that and nearly got a messenger to rip the 9 out. And Tackett covers easily on that 9 pin. And then Chris Vye defeated Ryan Barnes in a roll-off.
Simonson going with level on the right. That leveled to 10. It's a very mild reactive resin ball.
This isn't yours, right?
Boy, that held absolutely beautifully for Simonson for a double.
Oops.
That time he had reason to worry about the shot. And an early open frame against Tackett. Take a look at some of the numbers from Simonson and Tackett in the 2025 season. Not at all surprising to see the strike percentage leading the PBA with strike after strike percentage and clean frame percentage virtually even. Oh no. We saw that happen, Randy, a couple of times last week to others. Even just to make it worse, it was a messenger that threatened to take the 10 but never followed through.
Yeah, we call that the teaser.
In this building, that memorable match against Gary Haynes where Anthony had to win twice, won the first game, but Haynes prevailed in the second for his first title. Well, if any of the pros on today's show bowl a perfect game, everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling courtesy of Go Bowling. To register, visit GoBowling.com and sign up for the Go Bowling Free America promotion. Anthony will have 1 re-rack left in this game.
He's got the dual chamois going.
He was so good last week.
Yeah.
Just really in complete control of everything.
Yeah.
And continues to be in control. Oh yes, that's a nice comeback. All right, he's settled down with a double. The problem is he's way back at the halfway mark. Simonson enjoying a 46 pin. And he almost got burned with a pocket 710.
See how low he gets to the foul line, that upper body just parallel to the floor. See that ball, not a lot of flare, very low hooking reactive ball or very minimal hooking reactive resin. think of it this way, Dave. The more flare on a bowling ball, the more hook, the stronger it's going to be.
And that messenger is going to just drop into the pit. So another single pin for Simonson to shoot at. Lead shrinks just a tiny bit.
All right, let's get out of the floor and talk with Motive Tour rep Brett Spangler. And Brett, what type of advice, what do you talk about during the break that EJ Tackett can use moving forward?
Well, you know, honestly, Randy, it was one bad shot and two bad breaks. He knows that. You know, just made sure that he knew that the third frame wasn't his hand, that it was just the angle off of it.
Brett, thank you. Mustache is looking on point.
Did it again.
Now you hear him say did it again.
Yeah!
So he strikes there, Randy, but I got the impression he wasn't happy with it.
Again, it was a little bit farther right down lane than he wanted it, but this one, he got so much of it at the bottom of the swing that he gets it to turn the corner.
Our next match after this will be Graham Pha versus Kyle Troop. Well, he will love that. Real clean.
Bad back and all, he still managed a pretty nice season. 9th in the point list. See that third step going big time to the left, helps get his hips cleared and out of the way. See if you can pick it up here, even though it's not directly behind.
Well, his record in the majors really helped him with the playoffs. 2nd at the Masters, as you mentioned, 5th at the U.S. Open, 8th at the Players, 22nd at the Worlds. And that is exactly worthy of an oh boy.
Best case scenario there.
I can only imagine what he was thinking of what combinations could be left on the deck when he saw that ball come off his hand.
Remember the 4 count at the Masters?
Yeah, I do.
All right, 94% of the time the 610 is converted.
Well, EJ Tackett can make this 10th frame really interesting if he goes off the sheet here. I'm sorry, did I say 5 in a row? I meant to say 5 in a row.
Well, you said 4.
Yeah, well, I just said 5. Oh, my. I was just about to say pure power for a strike. Wow.
Looks like Simonson just needs a mark, or is it? Nope, just needs good count. Simonson went high. EJ's last shot on that lane went high.
There was a conversation again with his ball rep, Brett Spangler. And there he gets an old-fashioned mixer with the urethane ball. So my question to you would be, so he mentioned the 2 9s in the pocket 710 with urethane. Was that a hint that they might get out of it eventually, or that was just saying, matter of fact, that's what happened?
Oh. No, I think it was more disbelief because he said that in reference to throwing the urethane ball. He's like, I'm throwing urethane and I go 2 9-pins and a blower 710. But EJ, your rev rate is like 540.
Yeah, we just saw a solid 9 for Simonson. Yep. And 5 takes a dive.
Hold. And it does.
Wow.
Very nice. About a mile an hour slower for EJ on the right lane than the left.
And that will leave a stack. 91, I'll call it 92% rounding up. Our lane talk stats on this 2-8. Good cover. How about the 2 guys who have won the Pete Weber Missouri Classic are both in this game? That tells you something right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That wasn't a difficult decision.
No, that was a no-brainer.
Look out.
There you go.
Got it. Yeah, no, got a little too much of that 3, so first real trouble spot for Simonson in this race to 2 against E.J. Tackett. Oh boy, particularly a great question. All of a sudden, E.J. Tackett looks like the #1 player in the world again.
It's a good shot. That time he made sure he got it.
Smothers it. Almost sent it back into the channel. And one thing we know about Anthony Simonson, Randy, is that he is not shy about changing equipment quickly. Might be one of the quickest at it of anybody out here.
By myself, leaving those corner pins. But that was when I was a much younger player. You know, once I came out on tour, I stopped doing that, as far as you know.
And yet to this day, you still talk to him.
I love Gunner.
How can you not?
I know, right? Moved in.
And took a little speed off of that, right?
Moved in, slowed it down just a pitch, and got the corner out.
All the way perfect. Not a question. Critics call first things first an entertaining, unpredictable joy. Yes, sir. There we go.
Oh, my.
Oh, no.
Better than he thought he'd get.
Nice break.
And a little tapper on the 10 to make sure that happened for Simonson.
Interesting that Simonson's actually slower with his ball speed on the left lane. Tackett's faster. They're playing the lanes exactly in reverse. Tackett slower on the right. Simo faster on the right.
And 4 for 4 on the right lane in game number 2 for EJ on that lane.
He likes that one. If this goes to a roll-off, I think that EJ will start on the left lane so he can throw 3 shots on the right.
Oh, yes. 9-pin obliterated that time. Boom! Along with the rest of them. Oh, couldn't possibly like that result. 4 out of 5 on these 3 6-10s for the pros. That was a combination spare and intel shot in a way.
Look how slow he's getting on that left lane.
He was above 17 the last couple of shots. Again, staying in urethane, but now he's dropped it below 17 miles an hour.
The question I have is shaping that urethane ball as much as he is. If he's not perfect in the pocket, can he carry the corner? That time it was straighter. Much farther right, much more direct.
And a little faster.
Yeah. 9 in a row on the right lane. Make it 10.
Thank you.
All right, so here one more time will be the rules for this roll-off. That's a good try. All right, there's your composite ball on the left. In the middle. Oh, it was a little high. And, oh, wow. Tackett cannot be locked out.
Nope. Shape it.
And it didn't work for the strike. Yikes.
Yep. Back-to-back ring.
It's okay to clap. It's all right. It's all right.
Back-to-back 10 pins on the left. Loved it as soon as it left his shoelaces.
What is that, 12 in a row on that lane? Game, set, and match. E.J. Tackett has advanced in the PBA playoffs to a level he hasn't seen before, the semifinals.
You said it best. Him and the right lane are besties.
12 in a row. He threw a bizarro 300 game on one lane. He'll take on the winner of this match with Graham Pha and Kyle Troop.
I think interesting right off the bat is Kyle is not using urethane on this left lane.
And he went way off the break point.
The left lane out long enough for reactive resin to become a factor on the right side of the lane.
And able to kiss away the 8. Recover a tough one there. 1-2-8 for Kyle. And our first shot from the left side today leaves a 6-pin. All right, took a long way to get there, and he covers the 6. Go back to January 25th, Mid-County Lanes and Entertainment in Middletown, Delaware. And Graham Pha was the 3rd seed, knocked off the top seed, Jacob Buttriff, in an all-lefty final, 277-200. By the way, when he won his first event in 2016, he was the first Canadian bowler to do so.
Going with black pearl urethane.
First win in 3 years, but this has been coming for a while, like you guys said. He's made the last 3
First
playoffs.
win in 9 years.
9 years, I'm sorry. But the last 3 years he has been in the playoffs. So he's been very consistently one of the top players out here. Extremely strange.
A lot of match play, if I remember right, Chris, at events, but he just could never elbow his way in.
Finished very high, had a couple of really strange bad luck finishes, and this is what you'd come to expect from Kyle in the playoffs.
And that puts 10 where they belong.
Like he really caught that one on the up to get started sooner.
We haven't seen a shot out that far out. Of course, the guys with the urethane played much straighter. I know what my answer would be. Is that a good sign?
Well, I guess I'd hit 9, but in general, I think I'd switch balls, because if you only have one board at 45 feet down lane, your chances of beating Kyle Troop are somewhere. I think Slim's on his way out the door.
And no, I thought he might get a tap on that 7-pin, so another single pin for Graham Pha.
And there's a couple of things in play here. It is his first shots on TV, so he could be a little bit amped up. When you referenced Delaware at the beginning of the season, he got halfway through, started leaving the flat 7s.
Yeah.
Changed his hand position, right? And in his ball, he did miss again. It was.
And that's the Kyle Troop we saw a week ago.
Appreciate it, Simo. EJ.
Appreciate it, Simo. That's a couple board move left, it looked like, from his last shot there that almost 9-pinned.
Oh boy, here we go again, maybe.
Of the two-handers, the one thing that Kyle really does that separates from the other guys, he can get really end over end.
Yep.
Still looking for his first strike, and he won't get it here.
I think the other advantage that Kyle has now, talking about that left lane, it got stretched by the urethane, but also him using reactive, his laydown is farther inside. He's away from what potentially could be the dry fronts of that left lane.
Still without a strike.
I hope that first strike's the hardest to get.
Well, apparently it is.
I can almost guarantee if Kyle gets 7 strikes in 6th and 7th, he's out of those urethane balls. He's using the same ball, but two different urethane balls on the left and right lane.
We saw it a few times last week. We saw it again in the first match. Winning that first game is not nearly as important as the second game.
Yeah.
His 15th career major. He's the 3rd overall seed, so he drew a first-round bye. And his opponent will be Chris Vi in a battle of two-handers.
It's a little firm.
And the messenger fails.
We saw exactly that same one in the first match.
He's dialed in there.
Yeah, he is. Hey, guys, let's go down to the floor and talk to PBA champion and Brunswick Tour rep Mike Wolf. Mike, what adjustments does Graham need to make moving forward?
Well, we got a lot of them to make.
There's the reactive ball change and his first strike of the game. Looks like a rhino.
Yeah, it's an entry-level ball for them, so it's a relatively weak ball. It doesn't look like it in his hands.
Solid cover stock?
Yes, I believe so.
Yep. Believe that's a solid.
About 18, just inside the tracer still, right?
Yeah.
11, 12.
18 to 10.
Yep, tried to mix it, couldn't make it.
Location down lane was about the same. It was a board left to start.
I think he just missed it a touch.
Maybe he missed it at the bottom.
Yeah. Just didn't get it started up quite as quick. The speed looked pretty good and location looked pretty good, but
it may have been a hair faster. It was.
Ooh, lucky
wow.
man.
That could have been disaster. Breaks up the big 4, just the 6-10.
No. Quitter on the messenger.
miss it, be a little nice to it so it doesn't overreact. So it's better than what he had before, but he's going to have to make some adjustments for game 2 since that's the lane he's finishing on.
Yeah, this is almost like practice right now if you're Graham.
Yeah. The back half of this game, though, is way more what we expected to see from the jump. The jump just seems to be too big for him to go from urethane to reactive. That's plenty.
That is more than enough for Kyle Troup to get the first point in the race for 2 and get a step closer to a semifinal match against E.J. Tackett next week. Anyway, math for Grandpa is simple. 1 equals a roll-off. And that's 1 win in this game. Otherwise, he's going to be knocked out, and Kyle's going to move into the semifinals against E.J. Tackett, who eliminated Anthony Simonson.
goes back to what Graham said in practice. He goes, they use urethane to control the pocket, but they don't ever strike in this arena.
And Kyle Troop gets a back tap on the 10 to get things started in game number 2. Oh, that's a huge one.
So, Chris, I think you touched on it beautifully, that left lane for Kyle. There is friction to the out, but he has success when he rolls it more end over end.
And Graham 5 smacks 10 in the pit.
Or he better bowl one of the best games of his life.
Oh, wrap around 7. My goodness.
Of course, you can't get the corners out. You can't beat anybody either.
Graham lost the opening point, 226 to 210 to Kyle. Ooh.
Yeah, it's rotation on top.
Okay.
Great spare, though.
Yeah, I thought.
Made it, Andrew.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
And he was right to be doubted.
You know, every shot makes somebody happy. Right now, that last couple have made Graham a little bit happier now that he can get right back in this with the next 2 shots.
That's a double on that right lane for Fa, though.
Now that looks great. Let's talk about a little bit. Why do you not love it?
Well, I love that because he just aced another one. He threw it perfect back-to-back shots on that lane.
Yeah. A little ORG, a little bit more motor in it would help.
Yep.
But I don't live on that side of the lane. So.
And you're proud of it.
The edge a little better and goes through the pins more, and it went through less.
Yeah.
All single pins on this lane for Graham, a 6 and then a couple of 7s.
So a lot of times bowlers get questioned, you know, why are you throwing a different ball in the fill ball? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing, you know, during qualifying, you're giving up pins here, you're giving up pins there. It's because of this. Kyle back-to-back bad shots, but still has the lead. Chance to get things back on track.
And he does. He mixes up.
To go up by 15 right here.
Huge momentum shift to go into the break on a double and the lead.
Ooh, a stalker of a strike for Kyle Troop. And there's the momentum that we talked about just a moment ago.
Playoffs come around. Kyle's a bad man.
He really is. He talked to Kimberly at the top of the broadcast about how he really thinks this event is suited for him. And again, so that approach, he's perfect.
All right, Chris, what do you think?
Come on.
There you go.
And that'll put an end to the Dutch 200 game.
Yeah, that looked like the Delaware move there where you just caught a little bit more of it. Came off of it a little bit better.
Oh, wow.
What a big break that is.
What a huge break, kicking the 10 out late. My goodness.
However, take a look at what's happened to the maximum score. Gotta go.
Boy. Oh boy.
Washed it out.
Or you can go right side of the head pin and ricochet off the head pin into the 610, but
where he stands was exactly how you drew it.
yeah. Trying to cut it.
No.
Not only does he not convert, he loses count.
Bill O'Neill twice in a row.
I wasn't going to say Bill O'Neill.
Hall of
That's the
Fame.
first thing that came to my mind.
Hall of Fame Bill O'Neill. But wow, talk about a flip of things right here.
Yeah, how about a 30-pin swing?
Please.
And big break there for Graham, just leaving a very, very manageable single pin.
Now he gets to finish on that lane too. This one's not over, and you can hopefully dial in a little bit of your own adjustment. But
and again, another weak 7 pin.
Well, the opportunity's there.
The bad news for Fod, he's only had 1 strike on that left lane. The good news is he doesn't have to bowl in that lane anymore.
We know where he's going to start if we get there.
Kyle now has a chance to flip things up around, though.
Well, Kyle has a chance. He cannot lock Graham out, but he can make Graham do a lot of work in the 10th.
So this is where he really controls rotation, make sure he stays a little more end over end, and then just gets it. Make sure it picks up.
Right. Oh, light mix, light mix.
Yeah, it really took its time.
Huge shot here. Really needs to make a very similar shot, though. Move left off the one that went high in the 6th.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
Great shot.
And I think that the left lane is very predictable for him. He knows exactly what he needs to do on that lane, so it just now comes down to execution.
We got the one in.
And now the messenger falls short of the mark.
He got it just a little bit inside, caught the jet wash.
Caught the urethane jet wash, right? Yeah. On that left lane. Those shots going down the left lane. Very telling on that shot that Kyle just threw there. Okay.
9 spare 9 is 19.
Strike 6-2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
strike 4-4.
9 spare would give him 87, and then 9 would give him 06.
And he's going to have to shoot the spare.
I tell you what, he has bowled a fantastic game execution-wise.
All right, he's on it. Now he needs 9.
Just all 9 spares and strikes. Pretty clean scorecard, but right now, at least 9 to force a roll-off.
He got the 9.
So happy to get 9.
Hey, look at that. 9.
It was nearly 8. All right. He's been a clinic on his spare shooting.
Has not missed a spare.
Oh my!
Oh, a little dirt, a little filth coming across.
Well, it looked like he stayed in the same spot, threw it just a little slower. I expect him to do exactly the same thing here as he did. Throw it just a little slower than he did in the 10th. In the 10th last to finish game 1 or game 2.
Gotta go. Never mind about 2 strikes and 1 to shut out Graham Fa.
Spare strike still puts everything back on Fa. But you know when this spare is easy?
Never.
When you can't leave it.
Uh-oh. Wide left and a bitterly disappointing ending.
Mark to win.
That's a mark. And the number 4 seed, Graham Fa, has moved on to the semifinals of the PBA playoffs against E.J. Tackett, knocking out the 12th seed Kyle Troop. And once again, the guy who wins the second game wins the roll-off. That's 4 for 4. He's still here.
And he's still here. I bet that changes tonight.
Gonna have to. Yeah, Graham won, though.
Graham did. He gutted it out. He's tough. That's a tough Canadian.
Oh, well, that got mildly interesting there. Truly solid 2025. Picked up the PBA Mike Albee Nevada Classic in Reno, beating E.J. Tackett. He was second at the U.S. Open. He was the #1 overall seed. And that's how he did it.
Guy's been red hot all year. What a turnaround in his career. IQ Tour 78U.
Stop.
Stop, and I guess they stopped enough before it became a disaster. Final.
You saw it all start to change for him last year in Portland, Maine. Jesper's Arsenal IQ Tour 78U. He'll be using that on both lanes.
Nope. Oh, I don't know how that could have happened. I don't. If you watch the replay, if we show a replay here, watch something fly by the 5.
High game for lefties thus far.
Nope.
95% of the time, this 10-pin is converted on the PBA Tour. And Dave, you know how I know it's 95% of the time?
I know, but why don't you tell everybody else?
Well, because our dear friends at Lane Talk give.
It'll be a quick one. 9th and 10th frame roll up. And that is bad. He'll take a run at it, though. I like the effort.
4 times in the history of the PBA on television, it's been converted. The last time by the Ginger Assassin.
Ah, that's right.
Even though the pattern's shorter on this left.
Yep.
No, it's a quiet 8-pin, so neither bowler off to a hot start. What you just saw there, everybody, was a clean wipe. And double.
You know, I think he likes the right lane better, the longer pattern, because he can go straighter through the front. We saw it at the Tournament of Champions, right? Just a couple of weeks ago, he's playing farther left than any other player on the telecast. You saw Buttrick was playing. He moves way left.
That's a pretty shot for Pba.
Yeah, great touch.
Yep. Lane, man.
I think he's too deep, or he's got to get out of that urethane ball, but it's not picking up.
All right, clean for Andrew on that pickup.
7-pin and the only strike, the trip 6 on this lane.
Oh, that's unfair.
Ugh. Not an open. Covered everything. Yeah. Made the bucket, made the 3-9, covered everything.
We promised a little more detailed explanation of the race to 2. It is, I think, simple, which could happen. There you go.
I mean, the 7 almost didn't fall there. It's like.
And oh, come on, do it!
A 9-pin.
We're back.
I'd like to introduce you to Pba.
These two. Wow, he cleared out a lot of garbage.
Light 8-pin, light 2-pin, light 2-pin on the left lane for Andrew Anderson. And now a chance for Svensson. Get up here and go bang, bang, and take the lead, set up the 10th frame.
Excuse me. That would be 3 strikes.
Well, usually when you jam it right there, they're going to go down. Using 2 different IQs. Try to see if I can't get some information on the layouts that he's using. But again, remember, we have a dual pattern. Long on the right, short on the left.
Go.
Oh, my! Late kick on the 7, baby.
That's the double that he was looking for. Yep. All right. He's still going to fight his way through here.
Now, I'd like to see Andrew make a move on this left lane and just kind of move his feet right, maybe leave his target alone, and just kind of square that angle up a bit. All right, so he stayed in the same locale, but he just got a little softer with his ball speed, and that helped the ball pick up.
Get there.
Nope. Like,
Not.
well, anything else? Nope. Well, strike will end it. That was almost not a mark.
Wow.
Yeah, we agree. What is the correct way, in your view, for Andrew?
I mean, I would have liked to have seen him throw one shot where he actually moved right with his feet, maybe kept his target the same, maybe upped his ball speed and just jammed it.
And there's a kicker on the 10. He hates it.
Yeah, because he got it wide.
And as a tribute, yet still performed well enough to win.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Not this again.
Whoa.
Yeah, remember pocket 7-10s and solid 9s, and he kind of had a whole lot of ugly going on last week and still managed a victory.
Happened is the bowler who wins the second game has won the roll-off every time.
Shot. That break point being around 8 on both lanes.
Look out here.
Yeah, that was tugged.
Nope. That would have been interesting, but nope.
All right, no chopper.
And Jesper trips a couple that time. I want to remind you the registration for the 2025. Okay, there you go. Saving a beauty on the 7.
Yeah, and think about what would be if there was no solid 8 the last time he was up on that left lane. This time kicks the 7 out for a double.
And Anderson stalks the pocket.
Jesper needs to hope that Andrew doesn't get comfortable on the left lane, because if he does, he's going to be in a world of hurt.
He was into that shot right away. You could see in the distance.
Players.
2 for Jesper, 2 for Andrew.
It's all about having the right teammate, brother.
Oh, Jesper, 2-4-7. He missed one wide left, and that one was just Too deep.
Just a bad shot.
It's 247. And that percentage is now a little below 81. And a stunning mistake there for Jesper. Yeah, nice recovery for Svensson that time. He did not let one bad frame become two. And that's not going to get there, but for just a flash. Look out.
No way.
Okay.
I think he needs to get out of the urethane ball in that lane.
Silly.
And they're caught by the crowd. Hang on here. Oh, boy. The caught by the crowd is what caused Jesper to end up getting that warning from the tournament director. Well, you would think that that pin would have crowned the 7.
Again, if it does go to a roll-off, he just has to find a way to get comfortable on the right lane, and he'll be okay.
Yes, but you know who's going to make him finish on that lane? Oh, the higher seed.
Oh, yeah.
Get there. Get there.
He talked his way into that strike.
All right, so I'll ask you a question, my friend.
All right, hit me.
Which lane does Jesper not really care for?
The right.
Which lane does Andrew not really care for?
That would be the left.
Okay. See where I'm going?
I do.
Okay, favorite lane.
Ooh, so what do you do if you're Andrew?
You finish on your favorite lane.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Oh, yes.
That's big. That's big.
That's bigger than big.
Come on.
Because that was a clean wipe presented by Dude Wipe.
Before a possible roll-off.
Oh, look out. Oh, come on now.
A little bit more angle on that lane. Certainly didn't do it on that shot. So yeah, that's the dilemma when we go to what looks like we're going to go to this roll-off.
Yeah.
You've got two players that only have one favorite lane. He's locked in on that lane. If Jesper strikes out, Anderson will need a mark. Hey, another 8-pin.
Yeah, why not?
All right, we're going to go to another roll-off, my friend.
Like,
you agree?
He's going to.
His words are going to be, I'll start on the left.
Oh, yes. I'm with you on that.
All right. Oh, there's another. That's a pretty unusual hit there. Ripper 4-pin.
Well, why not, as Jesper said.
I mean, we've seen a little of everything. It's been all over the place. You just never know what's going to happen,
My
right?
other re-rack. Re-rack. My re-rack or timeout, whichever one.
But Gottschall's point was the point we both made. Offense. Make a good shot here, and it may not matter.
He actually moved left. All right, good cover. Yeah, throw 3 here and see what happens.
expect him to throw 3 here. By the way, we haven't even mentioned these guys coming up. We still have Jason Belmonte and Chris Vai.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, both that guy.
Yeah, I mean, we're just so locked into this. It's like a chess match almost,
it's
right?
once again Jesper dragging us.
Big one. Want some? Get some! What a beauty there by the Iceman. One more forces Andrew Anderson to double.
Go.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, all right.
That's not all right. That was a big miss out. And now Anderson, strike 9 spare.
Can I use it?
Gives him 49.
This shot here has to be a strike.
Hasn't struck on this lane his last 3 shots.
Oh, get lucky.
Over. Unbelievable finish.
That wasn't my best.
Wow.
Jesper Svensson's meat grinder continues. It's unreal. He gutted it out again.
Thank you, Detroit.
The number 2 seed, Andrew Anderson, has been taken out by the number 7, Jesper Svensson, who takes up one of the 3 semifinal berths.
Jesper will join Grandpa as our last 2 remaining Southpaws that are headed to the Final 4. What an incredible match. Unbelievable.
.32 title this year with Bill O'Neill, the Roth-Holman doubles. And a European start for Belmo.
That is a thing start, my friend. Our last match, I was a little surprised at the scoring pace, 213 for a high.
Barnes didn't strike in his first game until the 6th game. He got that out of the way quickly, but he rallied in the second and won the roll-off.
And IQ Tour 78U, U meaning urethane, on the left.
And that's right through the nose, and he nearly big forward.
467.
Gotta get it further right than that.
And you can hear him say, gotta get it further right.
All right, Jason going with Rockstar on the right, IQ Tour 78 on the left. Oh, he's way in.
And he's way off on this one.
He's way in, and it still went high.
Backup ball.
And that big sidestep to the left, you know, since you don't really have an arm swing, right? It's to get the hips cleared and out of the way so that you can actually swing the ball back and forth.
And players will occasionally use that on first shots if they feel the condition warranted.
Oh yeah, he's bringing the heat. And you see how nice and straight in front of him he is with the urethane on the left lane.
And again through the face.
Gosh,
Not
Chris.
far enough right.
But Chris kept it going in the second game where Ryan did not. And that was the difference.
Yeah, Ryan kind of lost his reaction on that left lane, and
Reset
Chris
here.
pulled the tidy 230 to force it
Give
to
me one good
overtime.
one.
There you go.
Good shot. Okay.
See if there's backup rotation on this shot or not. Oh no, he's going to hook it.
Now got too much of the 3. He knew it right away.
Yeah.
Take them.
That's better. Yep, you see the ball kicked away the 9.
Good shot.
He tried to build on a good shot and threw another one.
He did. You hear that chatter, the ball going down the lane with it. It's more pronounced with the urethane balls. That's the ball actually rotating over the logo.
Flipped it up to the 10 to send that into the pit. And Chris Pye and Jason Belmonte in the opening of our race to 2. That looks a little bit better, and he does kick him up.
Yeah, that had a bit more room. Let's go down to the floor once again.
Come off it.
You got exactly what you hoped for right there. So Belmo beginning to catch fire in the middle of this opening game between he and Chris Pye. Beautiful.
Just keep making good shots.
Yes, sir, that was.
Just keep making good shots.
Oh, no. Got it. May not have been happy about it. Might have been an issue with the line, but he did manage to make it.
No, Jason.
Tug.
No.
Big miss.
It sure doesn't help to have an extra one back there. And he'll look at it.
Better get it right. Oh, he didn't think he made it.
No.
For 279. That's it.
We've had so many bizarro leaves. We've had so many ringing this, solid that. And on cue, a solid that.
I'm sorry, what did you say? A solid what?
That. But something bad will happen to him. It just happens to everybody in this thing.
Oh, David.
There you go. There's a 9-pin set where it deserves.
He likes that lane.
Good shot.
Our last matchup. Andrew Anderson liked that lane as we take a look at Pba. Did you hear
in the playoff? Oh,
was
yeah.
she?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed her.
Oh, I didn't.
It means cookies. All right, big shot here in 10th. Got to get up. It does.
How about that?
Shot.
That was like a tortoise and hare kind of thing.
Yeah.
Great shots. Great
Can't
shots.
dispute it. Again, just needs 5. We'll get 5 times 2. And the first point goes to Chris Pye. That's not always a good thing around here. But maybe Chris will be the exception. Not surprised about this.
Yeah. Looks like he went to an XL. Oh, sorry, no, Tour Dynamics. And just looking ahead, after the third frame, Chris Pye only left 2 10-pins, never missed the pocket. That's a good sign as Jason's looking at another ball. Looks like an identity.
Belmo still not striking, but
Okay.
there's smash.
Left in. Belmonte, one strike on the right lane in game one.
That was a solid hit.
His second strike on the right lane.
Yeah.
Everything's been a roll off.
Yep.
No wonder why I'm a wreck. Too much stress, Dave.
If it follows for him,
All right.
Belmo will win this point, and then the roll-off.
Right.
Slips that right in the pocket.
Shot. Come on.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
No.
We saw that one coming.
What do you mean by that? He saw that one coming.
His location and the shape of the ball going down the lane as it entered the pocket is all about entry angle. Or you throw a shot and you're like, that's going to ring 10. And typically it happens when, for a right-hander, they pull it and they get it inside of target.
Didn't hook it. Oh, wow. 2, 4, 8, 10. Just a tick under 9% conversion on this.
Wow.
Double to start the game. 9 spare, 9 spare cents. Oh, no. Body first.
I mean, if he uses that same ball in moves, it takes a pretty good sized step to the left. He's going to have to slow his ball speed down to shape it. I think what he needs to do on the right lane is go to a bigger ball, move in, and shape it.
This has been his left lane game plan, and it wasn't well executed.
All right, that's fair.
So through 5.5, Chris Vai has the advantage over Jason Belmonte and Max Score. Belmo trying to figure out both lanes. Alrighty then. I don't know if you heard, I said 1,000.
Yeah, 1,001, 1,002. Oh, it burns. Uh-oh.
Got it.
Oh, my goodness.
Bounced that one a little bit, and he is in deep, deep trouble.
Okay, so we can't get around it, can't get up it, we can't go slow. What are we going to do?
I just don't think the ball's strong enough for him to shape it.
Maybe.
Nope. We already know that the other semifinal will be a two-hander. Jesper on the left, and one of these two on the right.
Must strike.
No. Wow. He has thought of just about everything you can think of, Randy. Try this, try that, try.
Yeah, like I said, he's run the full diagnostics test right on what's going on, but
One messed up frame is all for Chris in this second game.
Three-bagger, open, three-bagger. The open came on this lane. Fourth frame.
Whoa, got away with one.
Yep.
Didn't miss that one.
Well done.
It's fair.
Oh, man, was that good.
He's been as solid as you could ask a guy to be in this 2 games.
Went to an identity.
Little loft. Didn't mix him up. Just one of those days.
We tried a few things.
Yes, you did. Well, that one got away from him. The whole match got away from him, unfortunately. So Jason Belmonte, the number 3 seed, has been eliminated from the PBA playoffs by Chris Vi, who will advance to the semifinal in an all two-hander battle versus Jesper Svensson next week on FS1 at noon Eastern. With the other matchup being Graham Fa versus number 1 seed EJ Tackett. Season.
Yeah.
Still does not have a singles title since 2003, but he got his 32nd title this year. Finished 3rd here. Lost to the best player. Look at that.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
In it for a major championship. So he's still got plenty of fuel.
Bails it out. Wins game 2. Wins the roll-off. And hasn't looked back.
Yeah, that last shot. 2 titles, 1 major. And the semis begin with a split.
With the 3-7, let's see if Graham can cut that 3-pin over into that 7.
And that's how you do it. Yeah, and that's interesting. You say 2 patterns. If this is maybe somebody joining us for the first time in the PBA playoffs, we'll get into the details of that in a moment, but it has been a bedeviling set of lanes. It seems like, Randy, no matter who the player is, there's one lane that's been giving him trouble.
The bat pattern, we see the right-handers using urethane, and the left-handers doing that as well, playing a little bit farther out. That is a Rhino purple-black second. Yeah, that Rhino he's using on the right lane's a solid reactive. This is urethane, a lot of surface.
Much better. Yeah, here we go.
All right, EJ Tackett back up on the right lane. He is using a Sub-Zero Forge. And on the left lane, he's using a Rampage Tank Pearl. What do they call it? Like a microcell polymer?
It's very scientific. It sounds like something out of the $6 Million Man or Wonder Woman.
Good start. Man. He's getting it back from that number there. That's a good sign for Tackett. Oh, man.
Ringer on the 7. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't he have some obscene double-digit number of 9 pins, and he nailed every single one of them over the 2 games plus the roll-off?
That was game 2. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 counts. Game 2, game 1 against Troop. He starts 4 consecutive 9 spares.
And he knows this building well, too. That's where the USBC Masters was held March 29th. It was, at the time, a rather left-handed friendly opportunity, but it's been a little tricky for lefties so far. Maybe next game. And the words "uh-oh" was all you needed to know. And that's how you come back after a bad frame. E.J. Tackett still has the edge in max score. Graham Pha down by 25. So Graham Pha stepping back up here in the top of the 6th against E.J. Tackett. Then another point by winning the second game. If you grab both points, that's it.
Sorry, I see something.
The match is over. If they tie, we go to a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. It didn't bug him.
Oh, no way. Last time it was made was by a lefty. In fact, 3 out of the 4 are left-handed. Bounce it.
Only Mr. Roth, who was the first.
How many times do you think a left-hander's done it? And they'd probably say, well, I don't know, once.
And
only because there's more right-handers.
Exactly. The math adds up. Well, the math doesn't add up, I guess. But you can avoid 7-10 splits when you throw like EJ just did. Tackett hasn't shot a spare yet. He's got 6 strikes at an open frame off an 8-10 split. Another strike. Paralyzed the 5. Dunked on the 7.
In game 1, he has to strike here.
Thank you, Jesper.
I don't know what thank you, Jesper meant. But he got one heck of a break on the messenger.
Yeah, that 7-pin needs a dude wipe or two to clean up.
Nice kick save and a beauty on the 7. And he looks to be completely in control of his game. Five times 2 is what he gets. But he is just dialed in at the moment. The analysis and all that. So he's just getting some of that intel, looking at, okay, Randy and I are in agreement. These were good shots. Not that one, though, but that's okay. Now, when you say dirt to the right, what does that mean?
Friction.
Okay.
And that's what a strike ball will look like next game.
I think he knew you were saying something. He knew what you were thinking.
Oh,
he couldn't hear you.
He couldn't hear me, but he
sensed it.
Wow.
You guys have known each other a while now. You know, he just has that sense of when you're saying something now.
Interesting.
Yeah. Here he is, looking to get off the first good step. Game 2. Well, we've seen him mix that up before for a strike. Instead, he'll have just one to shoot at.
Dang it.
That's a safe start for Tackett in the opening frame. Right through the face.
Through the nose again. Back-to-back shots on that right lane for Graham. Question is, what's he going to do? See if we can't check in with Tour rep Mike Wolf.
Oh, got a piece of that.
All right, let's get out on the floor and talk with PBA champion Brunswick Tour rep Mike Wolf. Mike, what adjustments does Graham need to make to get back in this?
Well, on the left lane, we got to get it to the dry a little bit steeper, a little bit sooner.
Went a long way and just buried a 10 into the pit.
With a little more punch.
And the pocket 7-10 is crushed by a messenger taking out the 10 pin.
About 26 miles an hour at this pair.
Ooh, that didn't sound good. Never mind what it looked like.
So now I'm wondering, okay, well, he moved right when he said he did.
Wow, looking for a double. Build up a decent early advantage. Well, that's just weird.
That's another crappy break. Trying to slide it. Nice.
Beautiful. Wow.
Great job. And that time it got there too early. It got to that spot too early.
And so E.J. Tackett didn't really pay for that bad frame.
And 2025.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pencil that in.
Yeah.
%of the time on the 3-6-10. And you know how I know that?
I do know how you know it.
Yeah. Our good friends at Lane Talk.
Can we get to this one? Pretty good.
And he's right. He is right. It is pretty good.
Yeah, he chased that one in. Keeping his angle really closed off and real straight in front of him.
Messenger takes it out the 7. And
wow.
a big one for Graham.
Wow, how lucky.
Finally. And that is a quiet 7-pin for Graham.
Well, he moved in a pinch, created a little bit more angle, and then the flat 7 or the urethane 7.
Well, Graham's had a lot of experience shooting at single pin, and incredibly, that was his first strike.
That's pretty good.
And it is a double for E.J. Tackett.
A better shot.
He's got that wave to the audience down, too. He's had to do it a lot.
Pageant wave.
Well, you know what? He is the pageant king right now in 2025, then 24, then 23. Good mixer for Fa.
I got it.
Oh, it did not get it.
Yeah, I did what you wanted.
It got the drag really early.
If he can pull this off. No, wide to the wrong side. And he's crushing that. And
hold on.
Come on.
But not in this environment.
Bounce.
There's the first hit for Fa in the 9th.
Number 4 on the points list this season. A great year, probably Graham's best year. Two more just like it to have any chance.
Oh, nice little drop on the 5-pin. And we might have a little 10th frame intrigue.
Big shot. Big shot. 9, we have a tie for Tackett.
Good shot.
You're right,
yes, sir.
And you're moving on, E.J. Tackett, into the 2025 PBA Playoff Finals. A couple of weeks ago, the first 2 games, boom, boom, 2-0, 2-0.
Yeah.
And since then, we had nothing but roll-offs, but E.J. Tackett. Chris is the higher seed. This is 6 versus 7. Winner of game 1 earns a point. Winner of game 2 earns 1 point. If you do what Chris did yesterday and take both the 2 points, pack up your bag and go. You are moving on. And in this case, you'll take on E.J. Tackett. The winner of this will take on the top player in the world. Well,
easy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, what's it going to be here, Randy? Pocket 7-10, solid 9, ringing 7. All this stuff that's happened to Jesper, and he's still in the semifinals.
He's still swinging.
Yep, it's amazing.
Jeez.
You've been here right here the whole time.
Wow.
You've seen every one of these breaks that he has that have not gone his way. But he at least has a clean first frame. There we go. Oh, there we go. There's a 9-pin. Reluctant, but down it goes.
Pretty much the same ball combo he's been using throughout.
That messenger fails.
All right.
Yeah, IQ Tour 78U, both lanes for Jesper.
There we go. A double for Svensson.
The highest game throughout the playoffs by a southpaw. Look out.
Oh my, that got away from him, and he caught a huge break right there. And he was the first to do it in the same season.
Good shot.
Way to take advantage.
Broke up the bucket, ended up with just half of it. All right, covered up nicely, and look how close the max scores are as we approach frame number 6. Ooh. Oh, good night and good luck. Jesper Svensson wipes out the rack in the 6th frame.
Shot.
Yes. Oh, no.
That's all right. Not a very good one.
Runaway messenger right in front of the 10.
He's handling that better than I am right now.
Yeah. Wow. Watch this. That head pin got slung across the deck.
Clean pickup. Now the max score shifting in favor of Svensson. Oof. Wow, just a beautifully looking shot, beautifully executed shot, but
a great shot. He was working on a strike. Cover it here, and then look at your max scores.
Get lucky.
From Jesper, eyes got kind of wide there. Oh boy, I was in all the way.
Well, hang on.
Oh yes!
That's why. I had a feeling he was going to cut it over there, and he did. Wow.
Mom and Dad on their feet.
And so it's always that little question in the back of your mind, what if I get it too far? And that's
That's what happens.
That's what happens.
Okay.
It's a little overcompensation move. That was a good shot as well. If there was big mistake area outside, right? The players would, they're switching.
Ooh, that was wide.
Good cover.
All right. Well, Jesper cannot lock out Chris Pba.
Seriously? Are you serious? It really dictates what Vi has to do in the 10th. Vi would need to fill 20 to win by 1. Big shot. Vi must strike on the first ball. And trusting his ball to the right.
Looks pretty good. No, it got in. It got in. And it's going to be the first point to Jesper's fence. And I thought for a second there, Randy, that was going to be just right in the pocket, but it did not make it there. This will be interesting.
He was throwing a strike ball there.
Yeah. Well, we talked quite a bit in this sport about trust. Right now, Chris Pba has got to capture that trust. So, Jesper Svensson has the first point. If Vi wins this game, we will have a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. The winner of this will take on E.J. Tackett Saturday at 2:30 on Fox. And that is an explosive strike for Jesper.
In again,
Yes.
will not trust it to the right.
So when that happens, and it's happening now consistently, would a different equipment help? Just find a ball that maybe you'll trust?
And I'm telling you, sometimes it's not easy to do.
Well, it's clearly not. I mean, we're seeing it happen right now with one of the best bowlers on the planet.
You want to go back to the end of my career where I was locked up, where I didn't feel like I could miss left or right.
Right.
Now you try prying it off your hand when you have that. If he throws a good shot and gets it to that spot, it doesn't recover, then you go to a different ball.
Okay, right. Gotcha. There's a good shot, and that's Chris Pba with a strike in the second frame.
Yeah, changing balls off of a poorly executed shot's not going to help.
Jesper got his career off to a fast start. 13 titles now in his career. And hey, he would have gotten that pin one way or the other. Either the little nick or the messenger that was coming over to help out. And it's a three-bagger. Oh, give me a break. Or give him a break. And he's had one big conversion, but not going to get that one.
His first match against Ryan Barnes, I don't think he struck for the first, what, 5 or 6 frames?
6 frames in the first game.
Yeah.
But then he started steadily building up his arsenal. And when he came to the second game, when Ryan kind of ran into some trouble and he had some lane issues, Vi just took over and won the roll-off. Oh, boy.
Boy.
That bowler's even the best get into. A little trouble at the line, but he's able to make the conversion. Meantime, 4 for 4 for Svensson to start this second game.
And a 52-pin lead halfway through game 2.
Oh, that is complete devastation.
If this doesn't strike, I don't think Chris has a chance to win this game.
Well, that's a big one for Vi to give him a little bit of pulse.
Come on.
Just a little jolt of electricity for Chris.
4 deeper on the right lane with the ball change.
That was almost a screaming disaster with the 7-10.
Good shot.
How about a 6-pack for the Iceman?
Ice cold.
Somebody's gotten comfy. Somebody's gotten real comfortable. And when that happens at this level, the execution starts to go up. 62 pin lead. Oh my God!
Well, if there's ever a good time for that to happen.
There's never a good time to see that. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Nice shot, Jesper. Hates it.
Yeah, the slumped shoulders gave it away.
Looking more and more like it's going to be a Jesper Svensson, EJ Tackett showdown for 100 grand here at the playoffs. Good shot, Chris. Good shot. He's a fighter. He's not a quitter. You talk about the left side of the lane. It's so feast or famine on the PBA Tour because of the oil patterns, right?
Right.
I mean, some weeks they have 0 on that side of the lane. Some weeks it's pretty nice.
Well, USBC Masters, we had a bunch of lefties in the show. And I thought he might get some little gang up on that 3-pin there.
Jacob Butcher, these guys are fighters. And even if they don't have it one week, they keep it together because they know that the next week could be their week and they have to be prepared and ready to take advantage of it. That's why Graham Fall was your number 4 on the point list this season. That's why Jesper Svensson was number 7.
There we go. And it is over.
Yeah.
Jesper Svensson has earned a second straight finals berth in the PBA playoffs. This time his opponent will be EJ Tackett.
It's winning 100 grand. That's cool, $200,000 in 2
I like
events.
it, yeah. Buy his young daughter some nice
Add another
toys.
one to it.
This is going to be an absolute barn burner for the 2025 playoffs
finals.
Great ball and bid. Best of luck to you in the finals. Thank you very much. All right, bring it home for us, all right? Thank you. Yeah.
So both of our matches were sweeps. EJ Tackett coming up with the sweep of Graham Fobb and Jesper Svensson taking out Chris Vi in 2 straight. And the race for 2 was a sprint to 2 today. So there it is. We're all set. Saturday, 2:30 Eastern on Fox Live.
6,000, just a couple of grand shy of $500,000, and EJ Tackett, he could break that record.
The TOC champion this year, Svensson, starts us. That's bat 37. EJ Tackett's a human being too. He may be the best on the planet, but I feel pretty good about where I'm at right now. But this is the big task of having to go through this monster, the best in the world. Attack of his career, and he's only 32. As we tell you, if any of the pros on today's show bowl a perfect game, everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling.
He is using the Tank Rampage Pearl on the left lane. I'll get to the right lane in a second. Remember, dual patterns. On the right lane, he's using a Sub-Zero Forge. Long pattern on the right, short pattern on the left.
Oh boy, a predicament for Svensson. Well, how do you navigate this?
Big four. Only made one time in the history of PBA bowling on television. That's by the great Walter Ray Williams Jr. The start of the practice session on.
And a 7 for Svensson. 2015 Harry Golden PBA Rookie of the Year. He was the youngest player to win the TOC when he was 20 years, 357 days old back in 16, and making the second title earlier this season in Fairlawn. He's on pace to break the single season average record of 229.39.
Just the 4, not the 9 with it. That's okay.
Take a look at our Bowl TV highlights on Sunday's semifinal action. EJ Tackett and Graham Fa.
EJ Tackett took game 1, 250 to 193, and then it's a close one in game 2, but still EJ comes out victorious, 210 to 190.
And a strike for the best on the planet.
I want you to think of that ball he's using, that microcell polymers, as like urethane light.
He didn't put it lightly yesterday.
Just go with it.
He didn't put. Look, it's. I'm with you based on what he said about urethane to us yesterday on the left side.
Hates it.
Really did not like that at all.
Same big 4 hit, but this time just the 7, or excuse me, just the 10 pin.
Tim Mack, Jesper was so complimentary at Timmy yesterday, and he knows he can finish my sentences.
Yeah, he
knows my game.
Knows everything about Jesper's game. Let's take a look at the old pattern, Johnny.
Makes that viewer at home that might be still learning bowling. Okay, how do they handle that? What's the challenge of going back and forth?
Well, the challenge is different equipment and then different angles and speed. But that's what makes the greatest players in the world shine. They're able to do just about anything they want. And it was just a few years ago when the wee Iceman, Norm Duke, won back-to-back weeks.
Norm Duke won a lot?
Yeah. A lot. Nice shot there by EJ. And the lead now 25, halfway through game number 1.
As you continue to bring up, race to 3. So if you do go down 1-0, you can recover and be right back in it. You go down 2-0 and you're staring at a tough spot. The playoffs are going to test you to the max.
Oh, good shot too. Monty, and that torch has been handed off to this man.
But he said that bar still drives him. The Belmo bar drives him every single day. We're going to talk more about that, living up to its standard. A year ago in Florida, fell just short. He needs that strong shot here. Timmy Mack called it.
That was a good one.
And then sweeping Vi. Felt like he may have found something.
Go.
That second game against Vi, and he's finding something right now.
Well, he's been almost perfect on that left lane.
Just 4.
Oh my.
The 10 did drop. That was almost.
Big 4 looked like it was there for a minute. You see that motion that EJ just made with his hand? That means that he got around it early. Typically when a player does that, it's going to go high.
A late arrival to the party for the 10. It did arrive. Beauty from EJ.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir! For Jesper.
Drive 6 hours of route on your pal. That's friendship.
It sure is.
Oh, got it wide.
Big time wide.
And now he's left himself a lot of work. The only way this gets back is if he throws it slower. Got on the left lane, the shorter pattern, he's giving it some angle.
Yep.
Give it too much angle, he leaves a bucket.
Basically have to recalibrate your brain from one side to the other. 3 pins of difference right now. Tackett. Unlucky.
And look how quickly things change. Remember that dude wipe that you talked about?
I do remember it.
The 9-pin getting shellacked. Watch the bowling ball go right by the 9-pin on this shot here. This is not a good break. Watch this.
Big one for Tackett. Needed it and got it. Really, that difference right now is the open in the second by Svensson. Championship 3 consecutive times before this man. Soon to be 3 straight player of the year. Absolutely hated it. Lost his footing, it looked like, too.
Loses his footing, just the 2-pin. And now Svensson.
For Svensson. Svensson's going to take this opener on the right side to close. Svensson. Oh! The 10 just got in the car in time.
Did that 10-pin just try to freeze the ice, man?
It tried and it failed.
Good luck.
The 10 thawed.
Watch how long this thing stands up for.
He told us, why not take on the best in the world for 100K? I'm ready for this moment. Svensson strikes first. But this is a race to 3. This is a marathon. It's the ultimate back and forth battle to get 100K, a WWE title belt, and playoff glory. Neither one of them has ever won the playoffs. That changes this afternoon. Svensson up 1.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They are family. Spend so much time with each other and their better halves as well. Jesper actually purchased a new house in Sweden.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Him and his family. They're moving in on Wednesday.
Nothing more fun than moving. I'll tell you what, you can really tell who your real friends are when it comes time to move. It's like, hey, buddy, I'm moving. You doing anything on Saturday? Oh, yeah, I'm busy. Oh, my goodness.
7 for Tackett. It's not like he's bowling poorly.
He left a 10-pin in the first, a 4-pin in the third, a 10-pin in the sixth.
First time on the right side in game 1. Oh. A strike this time. The 10 provided some help for another clean wipe.
I know you'd come over and help me move.
100%.
Yeah, he's dialed in.
And it's not like him. I mean, he's normally not like that. He's a little more reserved at times. Tackett punches right back. It's so hard to say that because it's so hard to win. You could say you're going to win.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, he really thought he was going to win in practice. Based on your ball reaction, what the lanes are giving you, and how you're throwing it, if you have a chance.
Messenger never came with the phone call. I mean, I know that you have.
Of course.
That's just it, though. That's my point of, you could say, you could be bowling your absolute best and still get unlucky and lose.
Yes.
Two-time TOC champion, 13-time PBA Tour champion. On tour at the age of 27.
93.2% of the time, the 7-pin is converted.
Where do you get that from?
Look out. I got it. I get that from our good friends each and every week on the PBA Tour, our dear friends at Lane Talk. For more information, head on over to lanetalk.com. Yeah, and you can see by the tracer, it was just slightly inside of the last shot that he struck with.
See, only players to have won back-to-back titles since him in 2020 are Tackett 3 times and Anthony Simonson. Pretty amazing company when you think about it. And speaking of that company, wasn't it interesting? Beauty from Tackett. And these two have some title history. Flashback 9 years ago, PBA Fall Swing, the PBA Bear Open, right in this building. It was E.J. Tackett. They look a little younger here.
Oh my goodness.
Against Jesper Svensson. He beat him 212 to 199. Then his 3rd career PBA title. He's got 27 now. And back-to-back jacks.
And I'd give it back if I could be as good as these two players.
Svensson counters. This is a duel in game 2 with Svensson up 1-0, trying to take full control.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That could have been bad.
What happened?
What? Looked like he lost his footing halfway through his approach. No issues there. Except that.
Wow.
Except that, dude.
Thank you. 36 hours of labor, Randy. 36 hours.
That's
wow. Almost as much time as it takes to move you.
God, it was like 2016 when he first came out on tour?
Mm-hmm. You just knew right away?
Oh, yeah.
Shots like that. 2015 Lubbock Sports Open was his first title. And then he won 4 times in 16.
Yeah.
Oh boy is right. Oh,
EJ.
no.
And he paid for it. And leaves the big 4. He's going to throw this one really hard, try to bounce one out.
Oh! Only ever been converted once on TV. Wow. Close. It's a heck of an attempt, but look how much things just changed.
Yeah, he got the 10 to come back out, but he needed it to go across, obviously, and got exciting there for a split second. Retakes the lead.
Race to 3. Svensson got off to a slow start to his season. He said, my mentality is you don't quit. It's been his mindset the last couple of years. He said, just make the playoffs, and then I like the 1v1 setting.
Beautiful Helsingborg, Sweden. Myself and Dave Ryan called that.
Svensson lives in Gothenburg.
Oh, that one peeled.
Cleans it up. It's funny because E.J. Tackett actually told PBA.com, he said, the left-handed players have had trouble stringing strikes together at Strobel. He said, I don't think it's execution or even ball choice. They just haven't been able to get the corners to fall down. And Jesper said those corner pins, they weigh 3 times more.
Yeah, the Strobel Arena to strike or to carry.
Tackett needs to find his groove, and he's not right now.
To have that ball pick up and get to the pocket.
Think about it. He had 4 out of 5 strikes. And he walked into the 7th with a max score of 270.
Jesper was still able to come away with a victory. Can EJ do the same here in game 2?
Better? It was better.
Much. All right, he sets up the 10th.
On this 44 Hardwick, Svensson with a big-time strike. Pressure applied. Go. Go! It went!
Man.
And a boom for the Iceman. Playoffs went on. Went over Vi. Now Svensson, yes, sir! Yes, Spur! Cold-blooded! Svensson leads 2-0. Well, for E.J. Tackett, it's not that he is bowling poorly, but just a couple of mishaps in the 7th and open. That proves to be the real difference.
EJ, I see the frustration all over your face. From your point of view, what's happening out on the lanes?
Yeah, well, the first game I bowled really well. Got an unfortunate break there in the 9th, but that's bowling. That's how it goes. Then I shot myself in the foot the second game, threw a really bad shot in the 7th, and ended up costing me that game. And Jesper did what Jesper does and shut me out. So plain and simple, I got to throw more strikes.
Well, you were down 2, but you are not out. What adjustments do you make for the next game?
Yeah, I think I'm going to make a ball change here on this right lane, and it looked pretty good there. I think I'm going to go to the Venom Shock, and then it's all about execution after that, and hopefully throw a few in a row here and apply a little bit of pressure.
Svensson with a 2-0 lead in this race to 3. This is not as smooth a start as he had in game 2, that is for certain. And cleans it up for the spare.
That's great cover. It was more traditional, more like EJ, much closer together.
Hated it. Way right. In his head a little bit. Needs to clean this up. He does.
John, if you put a curtain up after the ball left the player's hand, if you put a curtain up just on the other side of the arrows, the player's he'll be able to tell you whether or not that's gonna hit the pocket. Maybe not strike, but good shot. And there's the bat pattern. Oh boy.
I'll get 2, please.
Yeah.
He asked for it and request granted. Tackett, he wanted a big start to this game 3. He is pure. Locked in.
Again, you can see by strike track just how much straighter up the lane he's going.
TOC champ, couple of top 5s, Nevada Classic Shark Championship. Now bowling his best. He said, look, there's no way that you could fully duplicate week after week on tour. He said, so that's why.
Yeah, you know he didn't mean that. I mean, at the time,
That's what he said, right.
No, yeah, and I heard the same thing. But my gut was like, well, yeah. As a player, you go through the lulls, and yeah, you're like, man, do I want to do this anymore?
The 10 top 5s for this man, a couple of majors, and man, oh man.
So much more responsive right by the 9 pin.
As he said, not good enough. 3 straight spares. Then you'd have to go back to Earl Anthony, 91 or 81 to 83. There's a beauty. Earl also did it 74 to 76. Mark Roth from 77 to 79. Only 1 year did Earl Anthony or Mark Roth not win Player of the Year.
Yeah, they were really good, Johnny.
The 10.
Jesper Svensson just one game away from buying an upgrade back to Gothenburg, Sweden.
He could hire 3 moving companies for his move on Wednesday with this prize. Doesn't have to move a thing. Go out, golf, do whatever you want. Wow. It is his world.
Double up. Remember last time on this lane he left a solid 9.
Can he start picking up steam? Yes, he can. Here comes Tackett. Owning a bowling center, having a child.
Work a lot.
Being the best in the world in this sport, and that was far from ideal.
You do that so you don't have to throw it over there.
Meaning straighter through the front part of the lane. Yeah, big opportunity right there for EJ. Instead, it was an errant shot.
Svensson finds himself down 7 as he hits the 6th. John Fanta, Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, wishing all of you a good holiday weekend and start to your summer, and glad that you're starting a big Saturday on Fox with us.
For the lead.
Oh boy. 1.4%. And open.
Maybe, just maybe, just enough for Tack to get back into this.
Haven't seen it this late. Needs to respond and does. Those max scores, Tackett at 246. 44 Hardwick. Tackett, here he comes.
All right, go in here, come on.
Tackett is starting to sizzle in Detroit.
He's playing the pair, a good 13 boards difference. You can see the angles are completely opposite of one another. Well, either one of these players capable, best in the world. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, if anybody could do it, you would think EJ Tackett could do it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Gave it a long look. He liked it. And Svensson staying in it in game 3, where he has struck the last 2. Where he has struck the last 3.
Beautiful shot by EJ Tackett, now just striking 6.
U.S. Open champion, now 3 straight world championships. For the 7-time major champion, Tackett does!
Ain't done yet.
No, he's not.
Ain't done yet, baby.
EJ Tackett, here he comes, America! That is the moment of the match, brought to you by Pilgrims. Welcome back to PBA Playoff Championship. EJ Tackett was down 2-0. He made some adjustments. He's cut it to 2-1. We head to game 4 in our race to 3.
Strikes to finish game 3.
And he keep it rolling here. He does. He said that if we're even at 2 after 4, we go to a 9th and 10th roll-off. The real deal, Bill O'Neill, now PBA Hall of Famer.
Yep, he did it. Lost to Prey there, came back and won. And that's a good sign. I know it's early, but anytime you see the 4 snap the 7 out like that for Svensson, that is a good sign.
PBA Tour titles, 40.
Oh boy.
The 10.
Wasn't a good shot.
But again, we talked about the ball change for him on that right lane and going to the Venom shot, which is much more aggressive, more angular.
Andrew Anderson and Chris Vine. Six.
What do you say when you're out on a bad first date and you want to get out of there? Check,
idea
please.
what that was.
That's exactly what this ball did early.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
okay.
Too many to count?
You won 13
A lot?
titles. More titles than those.
It was one right through the print of the one that laid off on the shot before. It was fairly close. I mean, it's probably just a 1-and-1 or something like that, just to find a little through the front.
Has to be.
Has to be. Has to be.
Svensson has regained momentum.
Back-to-back left taps on the 7.
When he beat Jacob Buttroff. But he didn't start the year strong. He has picked up steam. Bowling his best at the best time of year with his best friend Kyle Troop. Svensson would join Troop. They'd account for 3 of them, the doubles partners and best friends. If Svensson wins, Tackett had to get that one here in the 4th. Needs Svensson to blink.
And Jesper likes the left lane better than the right.
Be good. Be good. Be good.
Yeah! It was great.
So with that being said, EJ's going to finish this game on the right lane, and Jesper is going to finish this game on the left lane.
No commercials. Stay in your seat.
I was waiting for that.
But you keep creeping in and in and in.
He can create a little bit of angle on that lane, but just a little, and the mind knows that. And so the tendency for a mistake would be to miss in, not out, because you know you can't miss to the left.
A major champion this year. The 7. That was so fun to watch.
Spectacular. Speaking of spectacular.
These are picking up in Motown. Tackett leads.
He's got his lines really good now on that left lane.
Punch, counter punch. Oh, he loves this left side. He won the first 2 games. He dropped game 3, and he finds himself up trying to close it out. 44 Hardwick. Tackett!
My opinion now, Jesper Svensson is 1 strike on the right lane away from winning this situation for Tackett.
The 10 hangs. This is the one monster that he has not conquered on tour. Well, that'll be a strike.
And just looking at the numbers, Johnny, I think 9 spare with that shot is a really good thing. And just a mark away now.
The Iceman.
Easy. And he hasn't missed a 6-pin since 2017. Okay, I'm guessing, but I can't remember the last time I've seen him miss a 6-pin. Just needs 1. And he's going to put another $100,000 check in his pocket to go along with the one that he put in his pocket in April over at Riviera Lanes in Akron.
How about 200K, a little over a month. It's the Iceman's time! Jesper Svensson, you are the PBA Playoffs champion! special, special moment. And for EJ Tackett, it's always a pleasure to watch him bowl.
I love this city so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Right here in iconic Strobel Arena in a city that, well, just one of the greatest bowling cities in the world.
You did get one. You got $100,000.
Yes, we're getting a little redemption here today. Last year, you were second in this event. What does it mean to you to finally be in the winner's circle of the PBA playoffs?
It's just madness right now. I don't know what to say. I'm so thankful for everybody coming out. I mean, it's packed in here, and this is what we all strive for and want to do. So, yeah, I got to thank, everybody here, Kyle and them. Obviously, I mean, they come here from, from Kentucky to support me. So I got a great support system and a second family over here. And
to be the best, you got to beat the best. Congratulations on this hard-fought win.
Now a 14-time PBA Tour champion. For more information on the upcoming 2026 PBA Tour season and tournament schedule, log on to PBA.com. Randy Peterson, a final thought from you, my partner and friend.
Well, we've always known about his talent, his greatness, right? And then he kind of had a lull.